to start right away?
Yes.
Is the timer starting?
Yes.
All right, sorry. I wish I could say I was more prepared for this. I took a page out of Doug's book and I procrastinated to the last second. Literally 30 minutes before this, I jotted some things down. And I was like, how hard could it be? I mean, I do stuff. I can't be that boring, but I don't know. Evaluating it, I'm a pretty terrible boring person. Especially with all the good icebreakers. I'm pretty sure Gary's already an undercover, like, distinguished Toastmaster. Ridiculously good. And I also hate talking about myself, which is why I have taken this intro talking about everybody else and my problems, really. Let's see. So I was on the Googles looking up topics on, like, icebreaker topics. What else could I talk about? And there's one that stuck out. How did I get here? And really, it's kind of a hard-hitting question. There's a lot of stuff that happened. But I've lived in Tucson most of my life. I moved out here recently in September. But why I moved out here, I guess I'll address that in a little bit. So I've grown up in Tucson most of my life. I moved there when I was 3 years old with my brother. We lived with our grandparents. They were phenomenal people. And I guess I really underappreciated traffic, really. I mean, I never really understood traffic until I got out here and realized it takes an hour and a half to drive 20 miles, which is ridiculous in my opinion, because it took me 20 minutes to get from 30 miles across Tucson, you know, and it was awesome. Also, since I lived there most of my life, most of my friends are there. I'm actually going there this weekend for homecoming for University of Arizona, which is also where I just graduated from in May with a degree in chemical engineering. But it wasn't my first time in college. I actually did go there sooner, but I dropped out. Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty terrible time in my life, which maybe I'll talk about in another speech, but not this one. But I have no regrets. The second time was phenomenally better. I mean, I met some of the best people in my life. I have two best friends that I gained from being in the major, and they both live in Houston. They work at ExxonMobil, and I'm a groomsman at their wedding, and it happens on Black Friday. I'm looking forward to that. And let's see. I guess I could talk about my hobbies, right? Is that a thing?
Sure.
Let's see. I guess I'm kind of a dork. I played a lot of card games. A lot of my friends from Tucson, we all have a central interest. It's called Magic the Gathering. A lot of people play it, or kids my age play it, like in middle school and high school, and they generally outgrow it. But not me and my group of friends down there. Yeah, I don't know. We got pretty obsessed with it. And one of my friends won $20,000 from it at some tournament. It's in San Diego. It was pretty cool. Let's see. What else did we talk about? I really should have prepared more for this, so forgive me. Beer, board games, preferably at the same time. I like IPAs. A big reason why coming out here was for Russian River. They released a triple IPA, which is apparently the world's best IPA. I haven't tried it, but all IPAs are judged against this one, which is something I have to try. But the main reason I really moved out here, I guess I would have to say, is for Emily. She hasn't been here the last couple of weeks, and that's for training. And she works at Valero. She's an awesome person. And there's something I really wanted to say, and I'm blanking on it. I should have wrote it down.
You're in love.
It's too soon for that.
Thank you, Tim.
I don't know, it's sort of like the Good Will Hunting. I had to go see about a girl. So I moved out here after living in Tucson for most of my life. And it's been pretty great. I work at Arcadis. It's an environmental consulting firm. I am an environmental engineer, which sounds better than it is because I'm really not that granola or green. Like I recycle sometimes when it's convenient. But yeah. and they've been dropping all these acronyms like I should know it if I had taken environmental engineering classes, but I don't know what a soil boring is, or, I mean, I looked it up on Google. It's a hole in the ground. There's a lot of geologists, they get their rocks off, pun intended, like just looking at dirt and feeling it and be like, this is pretty porous. It's probably contaminated, we should test it. It's a pretty okay job. Spend most of my time there. I don't know. I've interned at the company for 2 years. I do a lot of permitting compliance. Permits are incredibly boring. They are the most dullest reading material ever. And I had to do hazardous waste determinations on if paper was hazardous for Union Pacific, and it was ridiculous. I had to look up an MSDS, material safety data sheet, which is now it's just safety data sheets. New thing. Oh, it's red. Awesome.